Hi, third grade. Back to you again for another lesson. Today's lesson, we're talking about managing hurt feelings, something that a lot of you have experienced. And so we are going to continue on. So I'm going to riddle you this. I'm round and red. What am I? A cranberry. I'm big and blue. What am I? An ocean. I'm rectangle and white. What am I? A bedsheet. Some of you might be going, what? That doesn't even make any sense. But you guys jump to the conclusion, meaning that you had an idea or thought of something without having all the information. Correct? So then when you get it wrong, you become upset because you're like, I'm round and red, what am I? And I told you it's a cranberry. You're like, but it could be anything. Why cranberry, right? Because you didn't have all the information. So then you become frustrated, right? I want to remind you back to lesson 5, okay? Remember we watched the video of this kid, Kyle, spilling milk on Meg, right? And so your first conclusion was that he did it on purpose because he started laughing and then he ran away. You didn't have all the information, so you felt like he was being mean, right? But then if you remember right, as we played the second part of the video, he walked away because he was going to get a towel. And he came back and he explained to Megan that the reason that he laughed is because he kind of feels uncomfortable. He didn't really mean to spill milk on her. And then he was helping her clean it up. And then everybody started laughing, right? Even Megan, she was just like, oh, it's okay. But before having all the information, you jumped to the conclusion that this kiddo purposely ran into her and spilt milk on her just to make fun of her, right? Happens all the time. We automatically jump to conclusions because we don't take the time to ask. Seek first to understand before being understood. It's really hard to find out all the information when our emotional part of our brain is taking over because we want to defend or we want to run away, whatever our little brain tells us, right? And so we have a hard time taking accountability for our actions because our brain tells us we need to be defensive or we need to run. And so we automatically jump to conclusions, which makes this part of our brain react. So that's why it's really important that we have our thinking part of our brain. So before we react, we find out all the information. Then we figure out a solution on how to handle that situation. And some of it might be taking accountability for our actions, you know. That's just part of it. So I'm going to introduce you to someone else. This is Naomi. Naomi is right here in the green. And Naomi and her best friend, Ava. And Ava is this one right here in the blue. Okay. Plan to play hopscotch at recess. It looks like Ava is going to recess with other girls, right? Because here's Naomi back here, and Ava's clear up here. Like she's not even walking with her. She's not even waiting. Looking at cues, how do you think Naomi's feeling right now? Take some time, think about it. If you said upset, you're absolutely right. Upset, she probably has some hurt feelings going on. Some of you might say that she's surprised because look at her face. If you look at her cues, her mouth is open, her eyes are big, her body language, right? So you can tell that she's upset, right? Think about if that was you. Put yourself in Naomi's situation. Where do you think you would feel it in your body? Predict the feeling. Where would you feel it in your body when you're upset? Mrs. Nelson has shared with you that when she gets upset, she feels her mouth dry, her heart starts racing. And so what do you feel in your body when you feel upset? Just take a few minutes, share it with someone in your home. Maybe they don't understand when you feel upset because they don't have all the information, so they don't know how to help you. So go ahead and take a few minutes and talk about what it feels like for you to be upset. Okay? So let's go back to Naomi. Do you think she has a comfortable or uncomfortable feeling going on right now? Uncomfortable, right? Her body's feeling really icky. Do you feel like she has a small emotion or a big, strong emotion? Let's look at the picture. Strong emotion, right? She's having a pretty strong emotion. So this part of her brain is reacting pretty strongly, right? And when our brain acts like that, remember I told you, we either run away or we fight, right? And so Naomi is thinking, maybe I should run after Ava and tell her that I can't believe that she's going off to play with other girls. And she can't be my friend anymore because she promised me she'd play hopscotch and now you're going to go play with other girls, so I don't want to be your friend anymore. Woo! Can you imagine what would happen to Naomi if she reacted that way? Probably not very good, huh? Probably have a fight on her hands. Maybe a verbal fight, not physical, but maybe a verbal fight. Maybe Ava's like, fine, I don't want to be your friend either, right? So, probably not a good way to handle the situation. So, in your home, I want you to have some think time. And I want you to think about what can Naomi do to calm herself down. Take some think time. Talk to somebody in your home. What could she do to calm herself down? Okay? Let's say it together. She can stop. So chill out, freeze, stop, whatever the signal is for her. She can name her feeling. And then she can calm down, breathing, counting, using positive self-talk, whichever, right? But she needs to calm down. So looking at the picture again, so here is Naomi, here is Ava. She's very upset. She uses self-talk to stop and she named her feeling. Okay, relax. I'm feeling hurt and upset. Then she does some belly breathing to calm down. Remember, belly breathing. Stand up or sit up straight. Put your hand above your belly button on your tummy or stomach, okay? And we take a deep breath in through our nose. And then out through our mouth. Do you see Mrs. Nelson's hands moving? So let's do it again. Breathe in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Okay? Remember, we're not doing this. We're not doing that because that's not going to help us. We have to be nice and slow. Remember, smelling in soup, cooling it off. Right? Slowing that breath down to be able to calm yourself. Okay? All right. Naomi decides to look at Ava, and so she's going to be assertive. Remember, she's not going to be aggressive. No. And ask what happened. She's just going to simply walk up to Ava and say, "What's up?" When she doesn't find her, she realizes that she has jumped to conclusions. She thinks of other explanations. Maybe Ava had to leave school, or maybe she was sick and went to the nurse's office. And so Ava was gone. She went to talk to her. She couldn't find her. And so she positively thought of some different situations. Okay? What do you think happened to Ava? Go ahead and talk about it in your home. What do you think could have happened to Ava that she ran away from Naomi? Okay? So the rest of the story is after lunch, Naomi asked Ava, so she found Ava, asked Ava what happened at recess. Ava explains that Naomi explains that her feelings were hurt when she thought that they were going to go out to recess and she left with other girls. Ava explains that she went to the dentist. She was almost late, so she had to run out of the classroom. She didn't have time to tell Naomi. Ava apologizes to Naomi. They make plans to play hopscotch during the afternoon recess. Could you see what would have happened if Naomi would have reacted in the way that she wanted to at first and yell at her? It wouldn't have been good. She didn't have all the information. She jumped to conclusions, which then it caused her to be angry and almost act out in negative reaction that could have lost her friend. So it's really important to not jump to conclusions. It's really important to understand other people's point of view or get all the information before you react. So going back over our how to calm down, okay? Stop, okay? And Naomi's stop was, I just need to look real quick, okay, relax. Her stop signal was, okay, relax. She named her feeling, and then she belly breathed. And we practiced that, So as you're at home, being with family members, there may be times that you don't have all the information, or you might be reactive. I want you to practice these skills of stop, name your feeling, and calm down, either by counting, belly breathing, or using positive self-talk, turning the brain, right? Turning the mind. Stop thinking negatively, think of some positive things, and figure out how to react appropriately. All right. I hope everybody is safe, and I'm really thinking of you, and I miss you a lot. See you later.